Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Grit.
First day of spring.
Is it today?
Yes.
Wow, the spring has sprung. The daffodils have bloomed.
It has sprung. I believe Saturday. It was Friday or Saturday. First day since October that the Seattle metro area hit 60 degrees.
Wow.
So I finally feel like we're moving out of winter.
There we
with
go.
the time switch, it definitely makes the days feel longer.
Yeah, my heater has had to do less work lately.
Yeah. No, it's certainly nice. Got the day off too, so
There you go.
Yep. So I'm pretty excited
it's not
about
like a holiday, is it?
Nope, it's just my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yep, it's
Got to take your birthday off. That's like a holiday.
Of course. I feel like I should get it off. You know, I feel like I shouldn't have to use my own paid time off to get my birthday off, but whatever.
I guess that's everybody's burden.
Yep, for sure. But with that being said, it is nice having my birthday and the first day of spring coincide most years.
Oh, yeah. Does it? Or at least it's within the week.
It's usually, I think, either the 20th or the 21st.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There you go.
So, yep.
So you are a spring chicken.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, that's nice. Well, then, happy birthday to you from everybody, I'm sure, and
I appreciate it.
Here's to another good year in Grit City.
Oh yeah. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, it was relatively uneventful.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
What about you?
I went to the Sounders match on Saturday.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
Midday Saturday fixture. My favorite.
That's the best.
Go to Seattle early, get some breakfast.
Oh, you get breakfast there?
I get breakfast in Seattle.
Where do you go?
I go to Skulka. It's a Georgian bakery.
Whoa, Georgian bakery.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of food do they? What's Georgian?
They make these like it's almost like a boat of bread.
Okay, yeah.
And it's filled with cheese and egg and butter. I think it's called like angirouli.
Interesting.
And it's delicious. It's the only thing they do. They have
do one thing.
They do one thing. You can get different toppings on it, but they do one thing for I think like for like the main meals. They have some extra like little snacks and appetizers on the side, but
interesting. What do you put on it usually? Just keep it plain?
I just keep it as is, like
cheese and egg.
Mm-hmm. Cheese, egg, and then there's butter on it too.
Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta have the butter.
Yeah. It's big though, so if you go there and you're not a big eater, I recommend sharing.
Dish.
It's a large. Well, it's not just large, but it's heavy.
Oh, and it's heavy.
It's heavy, but it'll keep me like good all day.
There you go, because you're gonna need it to be on your feet all day at the game.
Oh yeah, and
do you stay on your feet the whole game?
Whole game.
Yeah.
Whole game.
What % of people at the game do you think the Sounders game keep on their feet?
I would say it depends on the game. If it's just any regular game, I would say probably at least half, maybe 60%.
Wow, that's a
lot. If it's like
that's good to know, because I can imagine people coming to the game blind and not realizing the standing that they're in for.
I think they've actually made sections where
seating sections
you have to sit. But it's not very many, because most people want to stand.
Yeah, because there's also sections where you have to stand.
Yeah. For instance, the supporter section, general admission, you have to stand. And it's funny, when you buy a ticket off of any of the websites, I think it's mainly through Ticketmaster for Sounders matches, they warn you. If you go into general admission, there's going to be people like waving flags and like jumping up and down and like standing the whole time, and no opposition gear is allowed. And you still have people that show up like having not even sneak it in, like they never even read anything, like they walk past all the signs, and it's like, come on.
Seems likely.
Yeah,
especially if you're a foreigner.
Yeah, I've noticed it's more or less like just like families that are like, oh, let's go to this game and let's buy the cheapest tickets, which are general admission, and they probably just click past the warning like, okay, yeah, whatever, because it's probably at the same time where it asks you if you want to buy insurance for your tickets or something like that. But it goes ignored sometimes. But great match.
Yeah, did we win?
No, it was a draw. 0-0.
A great match.
It is. I people make fun of it, but it's true. If you get two evenly matched teams where they can't even score on each other, sometimes it's an amazing.
That's as good as it can get sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because it's neck and neck the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, just so close. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time. You can never relax.
That's okay. Interesting perspective on it.
But it was great. LAFC versus Seattle, of course, and I'd say we're probably the two of the best teams in the Western Conference.
We're up there.
So I was happy we got a draw. I would argue LAFC is probably the best team in Major League Soccer right now.
Oh, so by drawing we actually kind of won.
I would say we came away from it better than I thought we did. Nice. Granted, we have a really good home field advantage because, of course, it's Lumen Field.
Yeah, so you were there.
That's what it's famous for.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, I helped out.
You cheered your part.
There was this dad.
You think there's any players who hate cheering?
No.
Like they dislike the cheering?
Like,
because like I know for football, you'll be at the home and it'll be like, the crowd will be loud for offense and quiet for defense, or loud for defense and quiet for offense. You know what I mean?
Soccer, it's the way it goes. Like
constant.
The fans will sing songs and chant for 90 minutes, just as loud as they can.
If you're just like, well, I guess I have no option.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard like cases of players complaining about the cheering. For instance, when the World Cup was in South Africa, and you had all the apparently it was just so loud, like you would get hearing damage from just the noise level over the long period of time.
That sounds
just
like it
drowned
sucks.
Everything out. But I'm sure like the singing and the chants help the players, especially like if you're a player and like the fans made up a song about you and you're hearing
unless it's a bad song,
5, 6, 7,000 people singing it to you, like it probably feels pretty good. There was this funny moment where the star of the LAFC team and probably one of the best players in MLS right now, Carlos Vela, came out onto the field. And like a good Sounders fan, I booed him.
Okay.
I booed him real good.
Gave him a good boo.
Yeah, and there was this like dad with his two sons right behind me, and his sons thought it was like funny, so they started booing Carlos Vela too. And the dad's like,
"You got a boo going?"
Yeah, and I mean everybody was eventually, but like I was very loud about it. But the father was like, "No, you can't boo Carlos Vela. He's like one of the best." And the kids just weren't having it. They were having fun booing the shit out of Carlos Vela.
You can be great, but you're not on my team.
Nope. And that's the way it goes. At least for me.
So it goes.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking just now of Tacoma-related activity that I did do this last weekend. Is I went down to the casino and put some bets on some March Madness games.
Oh yeah, how was that?
We're in the midst of March Madness. It didn't go so good. The bets that I wanted to place, I was too late to put in. Because it was a day into the tournament, and then the ones I did place, I lost as well. But
I heard everybody's bracket got effed up after who was it? Princeton upset Arizona.
Yeah, well, and then also Purdue lost.
Yep.
So
were they the number one seed?
They were a number one seed. Yeah, it's only happened one other time before.
Wow.
But I was rooting for Marquette, Gonzaga, and Creighton, and Marquette lost this weekend. So
ooh,
yeah. But
your other two are still in.
They're still doing all right.
That's good.
That's better than most seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
But you've been down to the casino anytime recently?
Not anytime recently, but I hear the sports book there is real nice.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And then I like the gelato. You can get a 2-scoop cone for $5 or a 3-scoop bowl for $6.
Ooh, I might have to get some ice cream after this.
It's really good gelato.
Yeah.
But I was actually reading in the news recently about something happening on Portland Avenue. There was this guy who got arrested for dog fighting.
Oh.
Yeah, he had like 107 dogs on Portland
on
pit bulls
Portland Avenue.
On Portland Avenue, yeah.
107
Apparently
dogs.
it was like the second or third time he'd been arrested for like abuse of animals. And like he wasn't, it was weird how it was like the law. It was like after that he was only allowed to have 5 dogs on his property anymore. It's like 5 dogs. It seems like way more than you would need.
Well, you can't. Yeah.
But it was like there were some social media clues that tipped him off that he had more than 5 dogs. And
literally posting a dog fighting video.
Well, no, some lady like said she dropped off her dog at his place or something like that.
Oh.
And then they're like, that's suspicious. He's not allowed to have more than 5 dogs. And then when they investigated, the dogs had like signs of malnutrition and fighting. So then he's in trouble now. But it seems like not even very much trouble. For having 100 dogs, and multiple counts of animal abuse. This guy sucks. Portland Avenue guy.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like the fact that somebody can have that many dogs on Portland Avenue and nobody knows until somebody's like, I have a hunch.
Well, yeah. And also do you think it's because you just meet some guy at the casino and he had to start talking, and then he's like, you know what I like to gamble on? Dog fighting. And then you're like, me too. And he's like, actually, I know a place just down the street.
Gosh. Where do you get so many pit bulls from?
Well, I think he was breeding them.
Oh, okay.
He had a bunch of puppies, too.
Oh, good Lord of mercy.
Fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Yeah, Portland Avenue, it's notorious.
There is some wild stuff on Portland Avenue I've seen. But yeah, gosh, 107 on Portland Avenue.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was cumulatively or just this time. But yeah, the multiple charges thing kind of surprised me.
I mean, it's crazy. There's rabbits up for adoption at the Pierce County Humane Society because they went into
rabbits.
They went into some person's home, and they had hundreds of rabbits just hanging about, just not even being taken care of. And it's I wonder if there's people who are hoarders, but they hoard animals instead of newspapers.
Oh, interesting.
Or knickknacks like some other hoarders do.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely a people who can't let go of animal that's passed. That seems very likely.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a rabbit, I think the Pierce County Humane Society can hook you up.
It is Easter season, I do believe.
It is. It's getting close.
Yeah, the Ides of March are upon us. Actually, I don't even know when the Ides of March are. I think that might be.
It already passed. The 15th, I believe, is the 15th. Ides of March.
Well, there we go. It happened this last week.
Yep.
Et tu, Brute. I was recently, I discovered I'd been confused for a long time about the story of Brutus and Caesar.
Really?
Because I think I was familiar with the Shakespearean version, not the actual historical version.
Right. Yeah. So Shakespearean, it's a betrayal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're close friends, but if I'm not mistaken, historically they were more like rivals.
Yeah, well, and also it was less of a one-on-one thing, and it was more of a group stabbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stabbed him I think it was 23 times.
Yeah, exactly, something like that.
Yeah.
The Ides of March.
We could use some Shakespeare in the parking lot here. Do a little Julius Caesar.
Of course.
Over by actually
what do you say? Et tu, Brute.
We'll do it at the parking lot that has the big Alice in Wonderland mural.
That'd be a good place for some Shakespeare.
I went to McCallum and Sons, the boutique whiskey place.
Oh.
On A Street. I finally went in there.
Yeah, we talked about that place before.
Yeah, so I finally went there. Really cool place. You go in there, it's the floor is pretty much empty except there's one desk where, a person is sitting there. In this case, it was Mr. McCallum to tell you himself, the Mr. McCallum.
Wow, the aforementioned.
Yes. There to assist you with anything you might need.
The titular.
Titular, yes. His name does share the title of the store. But the floor's kind of empty. All of the whiskeys on these big wooden shelves, and like the bottles are like illuminated, like there's lights in the shelves.
Oh, yes.
And they go up so high, it's got one of those ladders on wheels, like
a ladder to the sky.
Yeah, well, not quite the sky, but it does have high ceilings. But it has, the whiskeys are like organized in
alphabetical order. Chronological order.
No, by where they came from.
Oh, geographical order.
Yeah, where they were distilled, which is cool.
So, like distance from here, or how do you organize it that way? Do you have a big map?
I think honestly. So I know generally the sections were by location, but I'm not sure how we organized it after location.
Within the section.
I think he kept the brands close together. If they're the same brand.
Well, I might have to take a return of my own to investigate.
Yeah,
this organizational system of whiskeys.
It's maybe we should go together.
Oh, there we go.
Buy some whiskey. But they have some great options in there if you want a nice whiskey, but you don't want to break the bank.
What if you do want to break the bank? Do they have that option as well?
They have like $4,500 bottles of whiskey.
Oof.
Yeah.
I've never spent that much on a whiskey before.
They have whiskeys that are so highly sought after as collector's items that you have to enter a raffle, and if you win the raffle, you're invited to purchase it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I don't think I've ever had the opportunity or ever wanted to purchase something so sought after, it's so collectible, you have to be invited to purchase it.
Yeah. Me either, I guess.
But it sounds exciting.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. A privilege.
But yeah, he knows his stuff. Really good collection. It strikes me as one of those stores that everything in there he has tried and he has enjoyed it. You ever been in a store like that?
Maybe, but I don't know if I've ever met the man to accompany it.
Yeah, but I guess like maybe put it this way: the store stands behind everything it has on inventory. You'll never find anything in the inventory that they'll be like, I don't really.
They
care
make
much.
us put this out here, but I don't really care for it.
Yeah, exactly. They have
Is
other.
whiskey your favorite liquor?
I'm more of a gin guy.
Oh, interesting.
I love a gin and tonic.
You like a gin?
Yeah. In fact, he actually had a gin there. I was looking for called Green Hat.
Oh.
I used to be able to find it in Virginia because it's distilled up in D.C., Washington, D.C.
Green Hat?
Yeah, Green Hat. But he had it.
There you go.
So I bought it, which I actually had some last night.
There you go.
It was good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would have guessed gin for you, but now that you say it, I can see it very clearly.
Yeah, I think when I was in college, it's like some of my first times going out to a bar, and I want to look distinguished. I'm like, I'm not some college kid anymore. I'm a gentleman. What would a distinguished gentleman get? And there's two drinks I started drinking.
Okay.
The gin and tonic and the old fashioned.
Old fashioned, good one.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think that you probably made some good choices there. Those are drinks that you stick with people for a lifetime.
Yeah, an air of sophistication about them.
Yes.
Speaking of places with an air of sophistication, have you seen the new cider bar that's sort of close to the Tacoma Comedy Club?
Yes, the cider bar.
Cider and cedar?
Yeah. I was curious because cider's my preference over beer typically.
I was going to invite you and see if you wanted to go try it out with me one of these days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whenever you're free.
Yeah, it's right by the comedy club, you say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we could double dip, do a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually sounds excellent. But the decor, I don't know if you've seen pictures.
Is it on market?
It is. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It's on market. It's right down the street. There used to be a place, I think it was called the American Tavern or something like that. It used to be there, lost its liquor license because of a COVID violation or something like that, and went out of business.
Well, typical story.
But the decor looks really cool. It's a lot of like cedar, like wood furniture.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me wall-to-wall wood.
I think you're gonna like it a lot. And if you look at like their cider tap list, they got some really interesting stuff. Like I never really thought about, like rhubarb being a cider.
I love rhubarb cider.
A cider
That's
flavor.
one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, because I think mostly I just go to like,
Apple.
the grocery store, and it's like you have apple.
You got your crisp apple, yeah.
And maybe raspberry, and that's about it. But I feel like in Tacoma, we actually have quite a few options when it comes to cider, and now we have cider and cedar, which it looks like it's doing really well. So I'm excited for them, and I hope the business stays well. But it was packed the last few times I took a look at the place.
Oh yeah, how long's it been open?
Only like maybe a week and a half, I think.
Oh, that's not very long at all.
They just started.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we should definitely check it out.
Like, I do like trying like a good variety of ciders.
Yeah. No, I want to.
The last one I had, even just a pear cider is a nice mix from an apple.
Yeah, I want to expand my cider palate more.
Yeah.
Explore things because I like cider. I do.
And there's a certain amount of crispness that I appreciate as well. But I'm not sure if I like the dry quite as much.
Yeah.
Well, an adventure awaits.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Did you hear anything else Tacoma news-wise lately?
Some of this stuff is more outside of the Tacoma metro area.
Just like slightly outside?
Yeah, Federal Way,
okay.
For instance. So it looks like King County Metro is launching this thing called Metro Flex. And what Metro Flex is it allows you to basically get a ride share for basically what you would pay for a bus. So you go to a certain spot and you use the I think it's called Metro Flex.
Okay.
You use the app and you can hail like a ride share van. It's sort of like calling an Uber, but you pay like a mass like public transit, money for it. So it's a much more affordable option.
And so like sometimes it'll be sponsored or covered by different things.
Well, I think the King County Metro is footing a lot of the bill and operating it as like a public transit service. So
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's just a much more affordable ride share because, like, let's face it, the buses don't always go to where you need them to go, and they
never go all the way to my door.
And they don't always show up, when you want them to show up, especially on weekends. It feels like if you miss a bus at certain stops, you're waiting an hour for the next one to show up. So definitely. I think this is an interesting way to and hopefully effective way to supplement the existing transit infrastructure. But it's a King County pilot program right now, so they're just sort of seeing if it'll work, seeing how things go. But if it goes well, we might see some service like that expanding into Pierce County too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but Federal Way is one of them. I think a few other areas in King County are receiving that service as well, just as a pilot program.
Yeah, just as a stopgap, fill in some, get people where they need to go.
Yeah, for sure. There is one thing I do want to say about the Seattle metro area. San Diego and Los Angeles have gotten twice as much rain as the Seattle metro area has this winter.
Wow,
Isn't
really?
that crazy? Yep.
Yeah, I heard San Diego was getting weird rain just from some friends from San Diego, but
Yeah,
That is
L.A.
interesting.
L.A. got pounded too.
That makes me think of something else I saw recently about Washington State, that we were the third highest carjacking state in the country. That we have the third most amount of car thefts in the country, and that's not per capita.
Oh my goodness!
I know. So it's like number one it's like California and New York are 1 and 2, and then Washington is 3.
That's wild.
Yeah. So per capita, we're way out of our jurisdiction.
Yeah, I wonder if
I heard that. I heard a guy got his. I know a guy. Josh got hit. He
Oh,
got
yeah.
his car stolen after it was just stolen.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting it back, and it was stolen like in the transaction.
That's I remember I think we talked about on this podcast that Kia and Hyundai owners of certain models were getting free steering wheel locks from local police forces because, I mean, they're so easy to steal.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone I've talked to who's had their car stolen, most of them Hyundai or Kia made a few years ago.
What are you gonna do?
I guess.
But I just it's just always funny to me when anecdotal evidence catches up to like the big numbers you see in the news.
For sure, that's pretty shocking. I wonder if there's like a higher rate of ownership of
of those types of cars in our state.
Easier to steal cars in our state.
Yeah, what made it happen? Why? How come us?
Because I wonder if Hyundais and Kias are less expensive here because Tacoma is a major port of entry for import Kias and Hyundais. Yeah, definitely. A ton of them come in through the port. So, I mean, you're probably saving some on at least transportation, right? When you don't have to ship them across the country. So it'd be interesting to see a breakdown by model, and I'm wondering what parts of the state too, because of course, people listening right now are probably thinking, like Tacoma, Seattle, Olympia, but I'm sure Bellingham probably has issues. Spokane, Yakima.
Oh yeah.
I'm
guessing
guessing
if we're third, it's got to be a problem everywhere.
Yeah, it's and you hear a lot about urban crime, but I'm wondering if it's a rural problem too, like in small towns.
Yeah, that's a good question. It might be harder to police.
Yeah, it could be. But that's shocking. That is.
Well, there's our local Tacoma news.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, the weather's not great.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well,
actually, I think the weather was good today.
Yeah,
we've hardly had any rain this week.
Yeah, it's
but it's still a little cold for me. It got up to 60, you said, but
60's nice.
I didn't feel it.
I still need a light jacket or light sweater in 60
pretty much all the time
right now, but get it up to 65, 70, I'll probably be good.
Yeah, and then we're good.
That's long sleeve shirt weather maybe for me.
And the daylight savings has been nice to get the sun a little early, too.
I mean, I think we're looking at right now, sunrise is typically around 7 a.m., and then it sets at 7 p.m., so we're getting at least 12 hours of daylight, so I'm pretty excited for that. Pickleball. Are you familiar with pickleball?
Yes. Well, I saw this thing too, that we might be getting a big pickleball, like a $2 million pickleball court.
Yeah, Enumclaw is planning on building a pickleball complex.
Wow, it's tough because anything they do just reminds you of the
Mr. Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a coworker that I believe lives in Enumclaw.
Oh yeah.
And it's I can't not think of.
Well, I met a guy the other day who he wasn't from Graham, but he was from one of those towns right next to Graham.
Uh-huh.
And he said the girl across the street from him I got hospitalized by doing that.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Know, which is crazy because I've never even heard of anybody who did that in real life. Very anecdotal type story. Very urban legend type story. But I guess it's more common in that type of Washington than you'd think.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a one-off.
But Is Pierce County really horse country? Like, I feel like I
Well, that was the
never
thing.
see horses.
That's the thing he said. It was just they were the only people who had a horse in like a 10-block radius.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. My hypothesis:
Mm-hmm.
these people maybe already like the horse was the only thing that was going to satisfy them, but they don't live in horse country, so they bring the horses to them.
Okay. But why there of anywhere in the world, you know?
Maybe they're a Boeing engineer and it's a really good job.
Yeah. Well, then what are the odds that they also all love pickleball?
Actually, surprisingly high.
It actually seems like the overlap might be pretty high.
Yeah.
And you know pickleball is the state sport, right?
Mm-hmm. Was it invented in?
Invented, I think, in
Bremerton?
Mercer Island. Or
Oh,
something
Mercer
like that.
Island.
I'm
Okay.
not sure exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember we would all learn pickleball in gym class every year. We play pickleball, and it always just seemed like kind of the lame cousin of tennis.
Yeah, or like, what's
but
the
not
difference
quite as
between
fun as ping pong?
pickleball and paddleball?
I never played paddleball.
Yeah,
So
because
I'm
paddleball
not
is just a
familiar with
half-court tennis with paddles.
Oh, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
And you use a tennis ball?
Yes. Yep.
No, I do prefer the wiffle ball if I'm using those little paddles.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not. I'd rather play badminton. That's my favorite of the racket games.
Okay.
Yeah, by far, badminton's great.
More of a. Does ping pong count as a racket game?
Oh, for sure. Ping pong's great.
Big ping pong guy.
Ping pong. I'd rather have a $2 million ping pong facility.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, the kids would love that.
Yeah. Do you think like there's grants to help fund this pickleball facility because it's like our state heritage?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, whoever was it, there was just like a group of people applying for some arts and sports or kid development or something grant, and they got priority because they could say they have like a historical whatever.
Yeah, but you know, if the facility does get approved and constructed, maybe I'll have to play a little pickleball there.
So where is it? Do you know?
I believe it's going to be in Enumclaw.
Oh yeah. I guess there's not a lot of places in Enumclaw where it could be.
No.
So like, oh, it's the West Enumclaw. I'm not gonna make it then.
I've never been there before, actually.
It's not very big.
No, I didn't think so.
They're gonna have a very big pickleball court compared to all the rest of their amenities.
I think it's 12 pickleball courts.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
There you can have your tournament. You can have the state. They can hold the state tournament there.
They could. Maybe that's what they're planning on. It's like you ever seen like a city build like an arena or a major venue for something obscure?
Oh yeah, right.
Like
there's a velodrome in Merrimore Park in Redmond when I grew up.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Not very common for your local park to have a velodrome.
No.
That's for the bikes to go around.
Oh, okay.
And it's got the curved up walls on the side.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I used to love running up and down it as a kid.
And
even on a bike, even if you have a regular kind of bike, it's fun to do.
It's like I think I told you I saw that movie Kingpin where they go to Reno and they have like a stadium for bowling, the National Bowling Arena or
That's
something
pretty sick.
like that. That would be pretty cool to bowl there.
Oh yeah,
Very
on the far
cool.
left lane.
Oh yeah.
We'll look at all the people to your right.
Mm-hmm. Any good bowling places?
Yeah, there's the Bowlaroo.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually bowled there. I've done stand up.
Yeah, I've been there. I played some arcade games. I got a big arcade section, and actually they also have mini golf there too.
Mm-hmm. Is that on South Tacoma Way?
Yeah, I think so. It might be like one street off, but maybe it is.
Yeah. Yep, went there to do stand up. I think I would have rather have done bowling.
Oh, bowling's fun. No knock on that.
No, I love bowling. It's great.
Can you put do you put the spin on it?
Not really. I'm
Just
not.
Straight down the middle.
I think it's got a bit of spin to it, but just because I'm a lefty, so I throw it kind of weird.
You get a little under it.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, but not very good.
Well, can't be great at everything.
No, you can't.
Especially because they'd have to practice a lot, and then you'd have to be bowling all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, The port food truck.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
we
telling
talked
you
about that
about
last week. You sent me a message saying you went down and you had a pizza this
Yep,
time.
just a pizza my mind.
Okay, and what were they selling by the slice or?
No, you get it's just like a personal pizza.
Oh, a little mini person.
Really good.
Like an 8
yeah.
inch,
Yeah.
10-inch, 12-inch.
I think I want to say 10-inch.
10-inch. There we go.
10-inch personal pizza. Really good.
And convenient.
Super convenient. There was a website. I just ordered it beforehand.
Oh,
Drove
nice.
down to the port administration building, picked it up right there. It was already ready for me. And took it back to the office and ate it.
Online ordering and then it's ready.
Yep. In fact, I'll have to look up this website. I'll plug the website next cast. But there's a website that allows you to see all the food trucks operating in your area. There's schedules, and if the food truck allows it, you can even set up orders through this website.
Whoa, I'd be interested in that website. Yeah, you got to send that to me. We can
I have
it on the YouTube page.
I think I have it saved on my work computer.
That's great.
But yeah, I'll send it to you.
Was there much of a line? Did it seem like it was a busy attraction, the food truck down at the Pizza Way?
It seemed busy because I could see they had a bunch of orders that were waiting to pick up, but there was no line because I think everybody knew to just order online and then just go pick it up when it's ready. So efficient, but busy at the same time.
There we go.
But I think this was a success. We got lumpia this week.
Oh,
I'm really
lumpia.
looking forward to it.
The thing I like about lumpia is you get a couple you get like some pork or whatever, and then you get a banana. You get a dessert lumpia too.
Nice.
A little mix and match.
I'm gonna have to try that. And then we get tacos. Tacos.
There we go. Mix it up
next week.
So is it every week? It's a different one.
Every week, and I think if this goes well enough, they'll expand the program to other locations like the Port Business Center. So
soon enough, fingers crossed.
Yep, I'm a big fan of food trucks. Big fan.
Yeah, well, it's nice to get some variety, and you don't just have to build a restaurant in one location. Hope everyone wants pizza for the rest of their life.
It worked for
Papa John's.
It did.
So, you got any exciting things besides lumpia to look forward to this week?
This week, I don't actually think I have anything planned for this week that I can think of.
Last week was St. Patrick's Day, right?
It was.
And we had like a little bit of a get-together with like some employees of the club.
Mm-hmm.
But the guy who was supposed to bring the corned beef didn't show up.
Oh, no.
And then I cooked a corned beef on Friday just for the three of us.
Yep.
But I didn't really do it quite right.
Oh.
I knew I could do it. It was good, but I knew I could do it significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I might have to get the last corned beefs that are in the store before they take them. I guess take them away, but before there's not any left.
Yeah.
Because I love a corned beef.
Mm.
So that's on my schedule for this week.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. You had a good St. Patrick's Day?
It was fine.
I like St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it was a little busy, but
I went to Doyle's Public House.
Oh, perfect
which,
place for the patties.
Go there early. Because I went there early, like right after I got off work at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple beers there with some friends,
mm-hmm.
and then once the line turned into like 30 minutes to get a beer, it's like, let's get out of here. And when we walked out, the line to get in went down the block.
Oh, really?
So
it was the place to be on St. Patrick's Day.
You go anywhere that's not Irish, though, or not
then
claiming
it's
to be Irish.
It's
just regular,
Regular papers.
But they might still have like a St. Patty's Day like special menu or drinks. Bless you.
Thanks. Bless me, I'm Irish.
I went to Odin Brewing Company.
Okay. I know Odin.
And they had a burger
Odin.
that was smothered in Guinness beer cheese. It was pretty good.
Guinness beer cheese?
Yeah, you make cheese. You ever had beer cheese before?
Maybe.
No, you use beer in the cheese making process. I forget how you do it.
Oh, it's not a like last step. It's early in the cheese making process.
I believe so.
Oh,
I believe
okay.
so.
It's not just you fry cheese and some beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And it was good?
It was tasty.
And you
It was
felt like
tasty.
you fulfilled your St. Patty's Day obligations.
Yeah, I did. Listen to some Irish music too.
There you go. A little bit of Irish folk.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Do a little jig.
Not much jigging.
No
on
jig.
my part.
Well, maybe
I don't know how to jig.
Maybe next year.
Somebody needs to teach me.
Well, you can learn from what is his name, Michael Flatley.
I'll take a class at Tacoma.
He was the lord of the dance. They called him.
I'll take a class at TCC next time
Perfect.
they're offering one.
Yeah, or at the whatever studios.
Oh,
Arthur Studios.
I know an event that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Brendan Schaub.
Oh,
the
is he
Tacoma
next
Club?
week
Yeah.
at the Tacoma Club?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he sells out so the boys
Just
get some work.
yep. Not gonna share my opinions on him. Just I'm gonna throw it out there.
He's at the club,
He's-
and I think I saw Daniel Tosh is going to be at the casino.
Really?
Yeah, so
The
I'm
big
kind of
one.
interested in that. Yeah,
Wow.
so I think that's this next week. It might be a week or 2 weeks from now, depending. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. He's a name that he's a big time name that I've always enjoyed. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, that should be cool. Bull riding's got to be getting close. I think it's in April.
I think it is pretty soon because I saw something else bull riding related. I think they're making the big tour.
Okay, yeah. So stay in the loop on that. The home opener for the Tacoma Defiance, I don't think is this week. I think it's next week.
Yeah, well, so we'll have to wait for next week to
Yeah.
cover a little bit more. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll even do a preseason dive on the.
Ooh.
Yeah, do a little to see what we got on up and coming for the season.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
All right, but you got anything else coming up, or should we close it down and say goodbye till next week?
I think we'll close it down.
All right, we'll see y'all next week and live your week like the mountain's out.
Yep.